everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we're making number 320 granny square of our 365 days of granny squares. Today's granny square is beautiful. It's called Delia's Stained Glass Square, and it is designed, actually the pattern is written by Shannon, but she gives credit to her friend's grandmother, Delia, for designing this square. This is so beautiful. We are working with single crochets, double crochets, half double crochets, and treble crochets, and just making these interesting slip stitches and chains to make this round here. Round 5 is quite tricky, but you can get through it with this video tutorial, and it's just a lot of fun to make. It worked out pretty fast for me too. Today's square is a little bit larger. We're doing 7 full rounds in this square. I'm using the same color for rounds 1 and 2, but then I change color every round after that. And today's square measured out for me to be 19 centimeters, which is about 7.5 inches. So if you wanted to use a smaller hook, you totally can do that. Her pattern written out says it calls for a 3.75 millimeter hook, which is an F hook. So if you have one of those, you can use a smaller hook for this if you want to make it smaller, or you can use the H size hook, which is what I'm going to demonstrate today's square in. The H size is 5 millimeters. So, and that's going to make you have a 7.5 inch square. Now, Shannon made this square and made a huge blanket out of it. We're using 70 of these squares. You should definitely check out her blanket. It is so beautiful. It almost looks like an optical illusion with all the squares looking exactly the same like this. It's really beautiful. In today's square, though, I'm using 4 different colors, black, pink, green, and purple. You can use any colors you want, any amount of colors. Like I said, this is 7 rounds, so you can change color each round if you'd like. And this is Red Heart Super Saver yarn. That's the yarn I'm using. This is just scrap amounts. You don't need a whole lot since I am changing color each round. You will need a little bit more if you're using one solid color, but I highly recommend that you use more than one color because this illusion, this petal looking, this flower looking type of design will look great if you change color. Also, this is a 10 ply size 4. It's a worsted weight medium yarn, so you can use any type of equivalent yarn to Red Heart yarns. You know, there's all kinds of worsted weight or double knitting yarns you can use for making this square. Now, before we begin, also you're going to need a scissor and a yarn needle because we are changing color, so you'll have to sew in your ends and cut that yarn for sure. So those are the supplies you need. But before we begin, I do have to mention there are links in the description of this video. So there is a link to Shannon's written pattern. You can find it on her Ravelry. She also has a Tumblr account, Nerdy Crochet Gal, so make sure you check out her Tumblr. There is the link to that, and then there's also a link to my website, YARNutopia.com, where you'll get all 365 days of granny squares. At the top of the blog, there is a picture, or there's a bunch of pictures, little thumbnail photos of our squares for each day of the year. You can click the photo of the one you like, or you'd like to make, and then it'll take you to its video tutorial here on YouTube. And then at the bottom of that same blog post, at the very bottom, if you scroll all the way down, there is a list of the ones that have written patterns available to you. So you will see number 320 granny square down there. You can click Delia's Stained Glass Square and follow along with a written pattern. It's so lovely. Also, there's a link to my Facebook and Instagram, so make sure you share your photos. This square is one of my favorites this year, so I would absolutely love if you shared your photo when you finish today, and on the Facebook and on the Instagram. And if you share it on Instagram, be sure to hashtag 365 days of granny squares and hashtag YARNutopia so I can see your lovely squares today. I'm just in awe of this design. It's fabulous. So let's get started and make number 320 granny square. Let's start out with a slip knot. So put your short end over that long end, then fold this down like that, and then pull that through and pull tight. Insert your hook and we can start. Let's start out by chaining 4. So yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to come all the way to the first chain way over here and form a slip stitch. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. And there we formed a ring. If you know how to start with the magic ring or adjustable loop, you can start that way as well. But we're going to go right into round 1 by chaining up 3. So yarn over and pull through 1, 2, and 3, and that's going to count as our first double crochet of this round. Now into the ring we need to put 15 double crochets. So yarn over, go into the ring, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. That's a double crochet. So we had to make 15 of those. So that was 1. So yarn over, go back into the ring, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So that's 2. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 3. This is 4. Here's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can see I'm working in a circular form around this ring here. This is 11, 12, 13, 14. Here's my last one here, 15. Okay, I also was working over the top of this straggler because if your middle here has a big gaping hole, you can actually pull that straggler and that hole kind of closes in the center there. So that's nice. So now we need to count back 16. There should be 16 stitches on round 1 because that chain up 3 in the beginning here counted as a stitch. So count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 leads you up to this chain up 3 right here. We're going to go into that chain up 3 and then yarn over and pull through and through. And there's round 1. Now at this point, if you want to change color, you can fasten off here, and we're going to work between the posts of this round here. So you can separate these and work into this gaping section here between the posts, okay? So not in the stitches of this round. If you are not changing color, what we're going to do is actually go back 1, so you can see this stitch right here. We're actually going to go down under that, right before our last double crochet here. We're going to go into there where it's between the posts. Okay, right in here, we're going to go in, and then we're going to slip stitch. So yarn over, pull through, and through. Okay, that is if you're not changing color. If you're changing color, just attach your yarn in that spot, okay? But I'm not going to change color yet. Going on to row 2, we are going to, let's see here, chain up 3. So yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, and 3. And that's going to count as our first double crochet here. And then we are going to go into, we're going to skip, so we're going to skip this double crochet right here, right beneath it. It's kind of right below it. And our chain up 3 right here. And right after our chain up 3, so it's basically like you're skipping 2 stitches here. So we're going to skip these 2 stitches, and then we're going to put double crochet into that space. So yarn over, go into here, right over here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and we're actually going to put 2 double crochets, so yarn over, go back in, make a double crochet. Then what we're going to do in that same space, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put 2 more double crochets into that space. So 1 and 2. Okay, we're going to repeat this around. So skip this double crochet right here, right below it, okay? And then this next one right here, right after that one. So you're going to skip 2 posts, spread these 2 apart right here, and put in this gap right here, we're going to put 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, then chain 1, and then put 2 more double crochets in there. Okay, when we come back to the beginning, we're still going to put stitches in this beginning here to finish this off so they all look like this. But I'm just going to continue working this around, so skip 2 posts, spread these 2 posts apart, and put 2 double crochets, chain 1 and 2 double crochets in there. So then once you have that all done, I will meet you up for round 3. When you come back around, there's only that chain up 3 in that first space there. So we're going to put 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, then chain 1, and then put another double crochet in there. Okay, now we're going to slip stitch to that chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, right at the top here. Just go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. Now, if you are not changing color and going on to round 3, I suggest you slip stitch into these next 2 stitches and then into this chain 1 space. We're going to start in a chain 1 space for rounds 3 and 4. Rounds 3 and 4 are exactly the same, so keep in mind here we're going to chain up 1 and cut our yarn. I'm changing color here. If you're not changing color, just slip stitch to a chain 1 space. So right in this chain 1 space, go in, okay? And this is for rounds 3 and 4. They're exactly the same. So hook on your new color, or just chain up 1 with your other color, okay? Or with your same color, I guess, if you're not changing color. And then we are going to, let's see here, chain 3 into the space, into the chain 1 space. So sorry about that, I said chain 1, chain 2 more for chain up 3, and that's going to count as our first double crochet. Then we're going to, the written pattern says chain another 1 because we're going to be chaining 1 in between our groupings. So chain 1. So our first chain up 3 here counts as a double crochet. The next chain counts as a chain 1 space. Okay, so chain up 4. Sorry guys. Into the next chain 1 space, so hop all the way over to this chain 1 space here. So skip these 4 stitches. Go into this chain 1 space, and in there we're going to put 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then put 3 more double crochets in there, 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to chain 1, and then just repeat this around. So skip to the next chain 1 space and put 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, then chain 2, 1, 2, and then 3 more double crochets in that same space, and then chain 1, and then hop to the next chain 1 space right here and just repeat that. When we come back around, we're going to finish this round by putting 3 double crochet, chain 2, and then 2 double crochet, because this chain up 3 in the beginning counts as our stitch, so it would be the 3rd double crochet of our grouping. And I'll meet you up at the end of this round, and then we'll go on to round 4. When you come back around in that first chain 2 space there, we are going to, or is that a chain 1 space? Sorry guys, chain 1 space. We are going to actually finish that off by putting 3 double crochets, then chain 2, and then 2 double crochets. Okay, and then we're going to slip stitch to the 3rd chain of this beginning chain 4 here. 1, 2, 3, right in there. Go in, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Now this next round is exactly the same. So we're actually going to start in a chain 2 space. Okay, so not in these chain 1 spaces. We're going to start in the chain 2 space here. So if you need to, you can slip stitch backwards 2 stitches and then into the chain 2 space, or you can slip stitch forward into this chain 1 space, into each one of these 3 stitches, and into this chain 2 space if you're not changing color. If you're changing color, you can clearly, easily fasten off here and go into a chain 2 space. Okay, hook on a new color, that's what I'm doing. Okay, and then pull that through. And then chain up 4, sorry, chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's going to count as chain up 3 is going to count as our double crochet, and the next chain is going to count as a chain 1 space. But we're going to come back around and work the rest of our stitches in there. We're going to hop over to this chain 2 space and repeat what we did for the last round, putting 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, then chain 2 and 3 more double crochets in there. Okay, and then we're going to chain 1, hop into the next chain 2 space and repeat. Put 3 double crochets, then chain 2 and then 3 double crochets in that same space, and then chain 1 and hop to the next and just repeat that. So it's basically a repeat of the last round, very similar to round 3 here. So I'm going to finish round 4 and then we'll meet up for round 5 next. When you end this round, you want to put the 3 double crochet, chain 2, and then 2 double crochet, and then slip stitch to the 3rd chain of that beginning chain 4, just like the previous round. Okay, slip stitch in there. Now, if you are changing color or not, I suggest that you do change color, because this next part is going to be making those petal looks. Also, we're going to start in a chain 2 space here. So I'm going to chain 1 and cut my yarn. I'm going to use black yarn for this part. You can use whatever color you want. Start in a chain 2 space here. We're going to hook on the new yarn here. And then we're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. And that counts as our first double crochet. When we come back around, we're still going to put 2 double crochet in that space to finish that round off. But to start, we're going to just do that. Now, in this next stitch, this stitch right here, we're going to put a double crochet. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Then in the next stitch right here, we're going to put a half double crochet. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay, that's a half double crochet. Then we're going to single crochet in the next stitch. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now this next part here, we're going to be making the line that comes down to separate these petals. So we're going to go into this chain 1 space and we're going to slip stitch. So yarn over and pull through and pull through. But again, don't pull tight, okay? So don't pull tight at all. We're going to pull up this loop just a hair like this. We're going to go down into this next chain 1 space from the previous row, go down into there, yarn over, and pull that through and through. Okay, but again, don't pull too tight. Okay, we're going to stretch this out just a little bit more. We're going to go down in between these 4 stitches here. You can see there's a gap right here. We're going to go into there. Okay, yarn over, and then pull that through and through. Okay, and then in round 1 here, there's 2 double crochets. We're going to go in between those and go in and then yarn over and pull through and through. Okay, now we have to get back up to this top part to make this part here. So we're going to go up into this space here where we put this slip stitch. We're going to go into there, yarn over, and to yarn over this part, I'm going to go from the other side. So usually I go like this. I'm going to go like this. Okay? It really doesn't matter. Just hook it on, pull it through and through. Okay? Then go into this next gaping hole here. Go in, then yarn over and pull through and through. Okay? This next space, you're going to pull up just a hair. Here, go into this space up here. Yarn over, pull through and through. Okay, just like that. So there's that line down. You can kind of squeeze these together, kind of shape it, make sure that it's just a straight line. Looks good. Now in this stitch right here, we are going to put a single crochet. So go into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay? Now don't forget about that stitch, that single crochet there, because the next round is going to be working in all the stitches on the round. So these single crochets that are here kind of hidden, don't forget about those for the next round. So in this next stitch, we're going to put a half double crochet. So yarn over, go into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Next stitch is going to have a double crochet, so we're going to yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And now in these chain 2 spaces, we're going to put 3 double crochets in each one of those. So 1, 2, and 3. And now we're just going to repeat what we did. So in this next stitch here, we're going to put a double crochet. Then in the next stitch, we're going to put a half double crochet. And then in the next stitch, we're going to put a single crochet. Now we're going to slip stitch into this chain 1 space. And we're going to kind of pull that up, go down into the chain 1 space from the previous row here. This is row 3. Then in the gap between these 4 double crochets here from row 2. And then the gap between these 2 posts right here in row 1. Okay, we're just slip stitching, chaining, just like this. Okay, you can kind of stretch it out, make sure your stitches are not too tight. Then we're going to go back up, so go into this space from row 2, then the next space from round 3, and then the next space from round 4. Okay, then single crochet into the next stitch right next to it, half double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, and then put 3 double crochets in the chain 2 space. Okay, so that is the repeat all the way around, and it makes this lovely design. Look at how cool that looks. Okay, so we're going like this all the way around making these. So this is what it's going to look like all the way around. So we're just going to continue working that repeat. So if you need to rewind this to see what I did for this whole section here and just repeat that around. Once I come back around, I'll meet you up and we'll finish this round together. When you come back to the beginning, put 2 double crochets in that beginning chain 2 space because that chain up 3 counted as a stitch, so there should be 3 stitches in there. Slip stitch to the top of your chain up 3. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. And now we want to, you can either, let's see here, we're going to start in a first double crochet of this round. Or you could start in that same spot. These 3 double crochets get a single crochet each. So I'm going to start in the first one. I'm changing color here. If you're not changing color or want to start in that same stitch that you just slip stitched into, you can start there for round 6. I'm going to fasten off here, so chain 1, cut that, pull it all the way through and pull tight. And then like I said, I'm going to start in the first double crochet of a 3 double crochet grouping that's worked in a chain 2 space. Okay, so I'm going to go into this one right here, grab my other yarn. You can use any color you'd like. Okay, and then chain up 1. And in the same stitch, we're going to put a single crochet. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And the next stitch also gets a single crochet, and this next stitch gets a single crochet. Okay, and this is where we have our repeat now. So in this next stitch right here, we're going to put a half double crochet. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Okay, the next stitch gets a double crochet, so yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then this next stitch, this single crochet right here, gets a treble crochet, so yarn over twice, go into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Now you can see here, back here, there's that chain 1 space. We're going to put a treble crochet in there. So yarn over twice, go down into that chain 1 space from the previous round, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, oopsie, and then yarn over and pull through your last 2. Just like that, treble crochet in that chain 1 space. Now remember this single crochet right here, we're going to put a treble crochet in there. So yarn over twice, go into that single crochet, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Now this next stitch right here gets a double crochet, so only yarn over once, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. And then this next stitch gets a half double crochet, so yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Now each of these 3 double crochets here get a single crochet. So there's 3 single crochets in a row. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And the next stitch. So 3 single crochets in each one of those stitches. And now we're going to just repeat what we did. So half double crochet in the next, double crochet in the next, treble crochet in the next, then treble crochet in that chain 1 space from the previous round, then treble crochet in this next single crochet. You'll have to find it. There it is. Then double crochet in the next stitch, then half double crochet in the next stitch, and then single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Okay, so just repeat that all the way around. It should look like that. So then I will meet you up for round 7. When you come back around, slip stitch to the first single crochet of this round. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. And now I'm going to change color. If you're not changing color, just chain up 1 and go on to the next round with me. But I'm going to chain 1 and cut this and pull it through and pull tight. I'm going to go right back into that single crochet. We're starting in a single crochet stitch. A first single crochet. You can see there's 3 in a row. Start in that first one. And then hook on your next yarn, for round 7 here. Going on to round 7, we're going to chain up 1, and we're going to single crochet into that same stitch. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Then in the next stitch, we're going to half double crochet. So you know how to half double crochet there, just like that. Then double crochet into the next stitch, and then treble crochet into the next 3 stitches. So 1, here's 2, and here's 3. Okay, then we are going to double crochet into the next stitch, then half double crochet into the next stitch, and then single crochet into the next 13 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Okay, so that is starting to make the square shape. Okay, mine is going to need blocking. If yours is buckling a little bit, stretch it out. But you can see that's this corner here. This is along the side. So now we're going to repeat what we did. So half double crochet into the next stitch, then double crochet into the next stitch, and then treble crochet into the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Then double crochet into the next stitch, half double crochet in the next, and then single crochet into the next 13 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Okay, so half is done. These 2 corners are finished. So now just do the rest of this. I'm going to just finish this off camera. Just do this last half here. I'll meet you up when I'm about to fasten off. When you come back around, you're only going to have to do a single crochet in the last 12 stitches because that first single crochet counted as a stitch. So we have 13 single crochets on each side in total. So we're going to slip stitch to that stitch. Just go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. at this point, if your square is turning out to be, it should look like this, square, but if your sides are a little wonky, you can go on to making another round of a single crochets, but I'm just going to fasten off here because that is the end of the pattern. So I'm just going to chain 1, cut that, and pull it through, pull tight, then grab my yarn needle and try to yarn my needle, and then sew in my ends. And there it is. Number 320 granny square is finished. Oh my gosh. We are coming down to it, you guys. Almost done this year. So fast. So just sew in that end just like that. Cut any extra. And there it is. This square, my square is going to need to be blocked. I see a few imperfections on my square, just a little bit of bulkiness, a little bit of bowling up and whatnot. So I'm going to pin this down, spray it with water, and then let it dry. And you'll see in the photograph that I post of it on Facebook and everything that it is going to be blocked and nice and square, so you can check that out. You can do the same for your square if it's turning out the same way, but there it is. So big, huge thank you to Shannon for allowing us to use this pattern in our project. It turned out so fabulous. I absolutely love it. Probably one of my favorites this year. I say that for a lot of squares, but there's a lot of good ones, a lot of good designs out there that people are contributing. So thank you to the designers who are contributing to this project. You guys are so fabulous. We couldn't do it without you. So thanks for watching, everyone. Until tomorrow, happy hooking!